Hello and welcome back to my channel. I think maybe this week I need to come with a health warning. I'm fired up, spurred on, enthusiastic, and I feel like I've had an epiphany, but I'll get back to that later. Results for this week. I did my standard 2 A's, 2 B's, 11 sins, and this week I maintained. So that's progress, isn't it? I'm happy with that. As I said last week, I'm comfortable in my body.
Oh, last weekend you ate chocolate.
Oh, thank you for that reminder, Joe. Last weekend I ate chocolate. I ate 2 crunches and some Cadbury's Freddos. 3, I think, Cadbury's Freddos. Didn't do me any damage, and that's becoming a bit of a habit, isn't it? On a Saturday to have some sins. Don't know if I'll do it today, but if I do, I will report next week. I won't need Joe to dog me in. I'll let him off with that one. Right, okay, let me talk about this week. I've had a good week. Nothing out of the ordinary, no crises, no ups, no downs, just a pretty ordinary week of living my life on a daily basis. That's one of the things I want to touch on. Looking back over the past 40 years of my life, I'm starting to see when I didn't live my life, I existed. But I'm also starting to see patterns in my behaviour that kept me where I was, i.e., morbidly obese. Something happened yesterday. We went to Asda to do a week's grocery shopping, or the bulk of a week's grocery shopping. We buy fresh fruit and veg and meat and stuff when we need it. We went down the yogurt aisle, picked up our milk and stuff, went down the yogurt aisle, and Joe commented, "Oh, your Skyer yogurts have gone back up to £1.60 each. Now for weeks, and I mean weeks, they've been 2 for £2. And I developed quite a liking for these yogurts, and I have one a day and probably half of one a day in my overnight oats or overnight Weetabix. Well, you would have thought you'd have told me they'd gone to £10 each the way I reacted. How ridiculous, I said. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying £1.60 for a yoghurt. Look at the Asda ones. Oh, they're £1. Now, okay, the Asda ones might be £1, but I don't like those. So I got 3 of those because I got some Skyer in the fridge. I got 3 of those. I'm going to repeat myself here because I don't like them, but I bought 3 of them. And this is the mental side of me when I say my behaviour around food isn't sane. Why, when I've said openly on my vlog, today I choose not to eat things unless I really like them, did I buy 3 yogurts that I know I don't like just to save £1.80? I mean, what's all that about? Oh dear. Anyway, the insanity of that didn't really resonate with me until I was in the shower this morning, happily washing my hair in the shower, and I thought, why did you do that? You can afford £1.60. If it was a bar of chocolate, you wouldn't hesitate to spend £1.60.
£1.80.
£1.80? Oh, I thought they were £1.60. Gets
No,
worse.
it'd be £1.80 more
For
across
3.
the 3.
Yeah,
It's 60p.
okay. Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So, he's interfering today, isn't he? Anyway, the long and the short of this is, if I don't eat it unless I really like it, why don't I care enough about myself to pay the price that Asda are asking for something I really like? What am I going to do? Am I going to go back to eating junk food because it's cheap? Am I going to go back to my old habit of a multi-pack of crisps for £1 to save money? Just an excuse. It's cheap, I can have it. I am the human dustbin. Correction, I was the human dustbin. For years, I was a person who would eat anything that was bulky, filling, comforting. This is bringing up feelings in me that are just like, oh God, I didn't like the way that felt. I treated myself the way I would have treated my own worst enemy, not the way I would have treated my own best friend. I would have never fed somebody I really cared about on the stuff I used to eat. So today, I am not going to eat Asda's yoghurt at £1 to save money and not enjoy it just because Asda have had the nerve to put Sky yoghurts back up to £1.60. I mean, how insane is it that something as trivial as that can send me back into my old eating disorder behaviours? Now, today I feel strong enough in myself to touch on the subject of eating disorders. I had an eating disorder for many years. I was bulimic, probably through the majority of my 20s and 30s, out of choice. That's what I believe today. I don't believe I was born that way. I believe, now I'm out the other end of it and looking back at my own behaviour, I chose to be that way because I taught myself to be that way. It was learned behaviour. I had an appalling habit. When my son was born, I didn't realise that I had postnatal depression. I wasn't diagnosed for about 18 months when I changed GPs eventually. And then it was diagnosed straight away because my new GP had a lot more knowledge and experience than my old GP, whose wife had had a baby at about the same time as me, and he didn't believe in postnatal depression. He believed women should pull up their socks and get on with it. He must have made a good husband. But my new GP, an older, wiser guy, he spotted it straight away and he started to treat me with Prozac. I've shared before that went on for 14 and a half years, but I'm out of that now, way out of that now. When Joe was small, I had a lot more sight. I had some sight in those days. And I used to take him out every morning and in the fresh air. It didn't matter what the weather was doing. You know, even if you needed to put the hood up on the pram and get out, it was drizzly, we'd get out in the fresh air because I believe fresh air is good for children. And didn't have the ability to drive, didn't believe in sticking the baby in the car and taking it for a drive. I stuck him in the pram and took him for a long walk. On the way back from the walk, every morning, Monday to Friday, and this isn't easy for me to confess, but every morning, Monday to Friday, I called in Asda. I would allow myself between £5 and £10 a day for what I called my binge foods. Bagels, ham and mustard. And I mean a packet of bagels. There's 5 in a packet, isn't there? Crisps, multi-packs. Sausage rolls, Scotch eggs, pork pies. There used to be a chocolate cake. I think it was Cadbury's Swiss Gatto. I could eat a whole one of those at the end. Things like this. And we had a huge coffee table at the time. When we came back from our walk, Joe would be ready for a nap. He's a great child, a very happy child, and always needed, late morning, a nap. And he would nap for an hour. You could have set your clock by him. So I'd put him down for his, change him, put him down for his nap, and then I'd set my food out on the coffee table. Make myself a cup of coffee, because sometimes there were packets of biscuits included. And I'd sit and I'd turn on Richard and Judy on the television. I mean, we're talking about 21 years ago. I'd turn on Richard and Judy on the television and I would eat and eat and eat and eat. And I knew I'd got an hour to eat whatever was on that table before Joe woke up. It wasn't my lunch. It was probably enough lunches for the week there. It wasn't my lunch, it was my binge. And bless him, he'd wake up an hour later. By then the binge would be over. But I'd still have lunch an hour and a half later probably. Did it make me feel good? No. Did it help my depression? No. Did it help my habits, my mood, my anything, my life? No. Because I wasn't living, I was existing. Now, I wasn't unhappy. I was very happy to have this child. He was a good kid. I wasn't in a bad marriage. I had a good husband. I lived in my own detached bungalow. We had a car, we had holidays, there were no money worries. I didn't have anything I could hang it on or blame it for. It was learned behaviour. Because in a strange way, it made me feel good. It was a habit that I'd formed, and it was a habit that I fed. Now that habit led to me becoming bulimic, led to me becoming extremely, extremely morbidly obese, which in the long run led to me being unhappy. Even though I had everything I'd ever wanted, everything I ever dreamed of, this behaviour led to me becoming a very, very unhappy person because I didn't like the behaviour, but I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know how to change it. What's fired me up this morning is the thoughts that, was I chasing a dream? Well, I don't know. I know I was chasing a weight loss, always chasing a weight loss. From the age of 19, 20, I chased a weight loss. That led to me losing a little, gaining a lot. I've spoken about that before. That led to some very extreme behaviours, some very extreme diets. Also led to me nourishing and nurturing an eating disorder. Eventually, at around the age of 40, I think I was, 39, 40, I found an organisation called Overeaters Anonymous and actually admitted to myself and to others in a meeting, my name is Jane and I am a compulsive overeater. The way it would have been if I could have sat there and said, my name is Jane and I'm an alcoholic. I think most people know what Alcoholics Anonymous is. 12-step program, spiritual program. Not everybody knows that there is actually an organisation called Overeaters Anonymous, which is for people like me, was for people like me. I don't go anymore. I'm not giving away the anonymity thing because I am allowed to say, my name is Jane and I'm a compulsive overeater. I was or am occasionally still a member of Overeaters Anonymous. I'm not giving away anybody else's anonymity. I struggle to say that. Right, okay. So I found a spiritual program which gave me a lot of relief because I realised there were powers greater than just me. I thought everything hinged on me. Over the years, learning to work the steps, and I do work some of the steps still reasonably regularly, if not on a daily basis, I have learned that the only person who can change me is me. And I did briefly say that last week. I can change me. I can't change you. You can't change me. But I look back on the behaviour in myself that today I can say I have changed a lot of my behaviour. There's still stuff that needs to change. Nobody's life is ever completed. But one thing I wanted to bring to this video today, and one thing I want to say passionately is, life is too short and we will be a long time dead. I really wish I had got this even 20 years ago. I'm 59 today, so I'm closer to the end of my life than I am to the beginning. If I'd got this when I was in my 20s or even my 30s or maybe even my 40s, I wouldn't have wasted so much of my life. I was chasing a weight loss with some very strange behaviour, and I think another thing that's tipped me into this passionate behaviour today is, I've heard on YouTube this week, and I'm not naming names or anything because I'm not, as I've said before, not picking on anybody. I hear people say things like, on weigh day, I barely eat. On weigh day, I do this. I've even heard a couple of times, maybe 3 times this week, different people sharing the day before weigh day. And I'm not trying to tell anybody how to do it. I'm only saying that I used to do this 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I used to think, I used to go to a club, say on a Thursday. So on a Wednesday, I would watch what I ate, really strictly watch what I ate. On a Thursday, I would practically starve myself because I was getting weighed on a Thursday night. I'd be praying for a weight loss. I'd be paranoid in case I didn't get one. And if I did get one, I thought, marvellous, I'm following the plan. No, I wasn't following the plan. I wasn't following the plan because the plan says eat on a day, eat every day. The plan doesn't say eat 6 days a week or 5.5 days a week. So when I was doing that, more often than not, I didn't get a weight loss. I got a maintainer quite often again. Then I beat myself up over it by eating over it. And what I've realised today, and this is the important part to me today, if you waste 1 day of every week of your life, in a year you're wasting 52 days. That's over 7 weeks. 7 weeks and 3 days of your life might as well not have happened this year. Because we need to live every day. Every day. Change your relationship with food. Don't be chasing a weight loss. Follow the plan of Slimming World. Consistently. Focus. My class leader said this morning, focus. Food optimizing consistently. Unlimited. What was it? Food optimizing consistent. Unlimited success. That was it. I told Joe in the car. Food optimize consistently. You'll get unlimited success. That is being focused. So forget all this, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. Do what it says in the book. Have your free food, your speed food, your sins, your healthy extras, and enjoy it. Enjoy your life today, because today might be all you've got.
Yeah, because the weight loss is secondary, isn't it? Or come from that.
The weight loss is totally secondary, because if you follow the plan, you won't be chasing the weight loss will be chasing you. You can't fail. You don't need to stress. You don't need to behave differently 1 day a week because you're going to get weighed that day. I mean, there's a fabulous lady who's doing vlogs, and I want you, if you haven't all seen her already, you probably have, but if you haven't, look for her. Her name's Jo. She does a channel, I think it's called It's a Mummy of Twins thing. Jo's got it. I don't mean she's got it as in for today she's doing it this way. I mean she's got it as in she understands. I love watching her. I really love watching her because she is following the plan and the weight loss is chasing her. It's wonderful to watch. You can see this woman's on, she's alive, she's lit up because she's doing it. She's not trying to make it some special project or whatever. She's changing her habits, changing her behaviours. And forgive me for talking about you, Jo, if you're watching this. But I have been so inspired by her. And when she does her food hauls, it's good stuff. She's got these little twins. I think they're probably 2.5 or something like that. She feeds them really well. The whole family's eating healthily. And it's not a trial and it's not a chore. It's new behaviour and it's working. I think she's just lost 2 stone. Probably got a 2 stone award. But it's fabulous to watch because the light's on. She's got it. Now, it took me too many years to get to that place because I was chasing a dream. I was chasing a weight loss. I'd starved myself on weigh-in day just in the hope that the scales would be kind to me. Now I know if I stick to the plan consistently, if I feed myself well, if I stop doing stupid things like freaking out because the price of a yoghurt's gone up by 60 pence, 60 pence, good Lord. If I do what it says in the book, I can't fail. The weight loss will chase me, or the maintenance will chase me, and it'll chase you. So love yourselves, be kind to yourself, treat yourself like your best friend. You wouldn't expect your best mate, who doesn't have a weight problem, to practically starve herself 1 day a week, would you? You think she was mental? You think she was mad? Well, you deserve better. I deserve better. We deserve better. We deserve to treat ourselves today the way we would treat our best friends. Be kind to yourself. Don't deprive yourself. Don't live like you're chasing a dream and chasing a weight loss. Do the plan, let the weight loss chase you. And please, 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 Do not waste the number of years I've wasted. You're worth better. Thanks for this week's, for viewing me, for listening to me. If you don't agree with me, put it in the comments below. I'm open to criticism. I don't expect everybody to see it my way. You can tell me I talk bullshit. I really will never, ever be offended. Click a dislike, it's not going to bother me. Click a like if you like it. But just think about, you are the only person whose life you can change. And there are easy ways of doing it. It's taken me 40 years to find those easy ways. I always try to do it the hard way. I'm going to go forward again this week. 2 A's, 2 B's, 11 sins a day, and I might have some chocolate later. I'll think about it. Okay, cheers. Have a good week. Bye.